Hey, and we're live. Okay, so yep, it's my birthday. I thought I'd do a hangout, just for a bit of fun. Thanks, old Yorkshire geek. Appreciate it. How you doing, man? You got a stream in an hour, haven't you? I should have put some music on, shouldn't I? Yeah. All right. Okay. So nothing specific to talk about, just anything. Then. But yeah, I'm actually going to be watching your stream. So yeah, be interesting to find out what news you have. But yeah, just thought I'd give this a try, see if anyone comes in and how it goes. But well, not really. No, 'cause I don't really drink. I only drink on special occasions, specifically like family things and stuff. When I go out with friends and family, that's about the only time I drink. Other than that, I don't really drink. But yeah. It's been a quiet day, so yeah. But found out some interesting stuff about Rachel Ziegler. She done a complete 180 on Snow White and other. Apparently, she loves everything that Disney have brought out in the last 100 years. Apparently, even though she's been a bit controversial. Me neither. Me neither. I hope the sound's okay. I haven't really adjusted anything. It's just weird with no camera though. Weird. But yeah. Okay, someone else has joined us. Who's just joined us? Great, thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you, Laura. It's great to see you. How are you doing, Laura? Yeah, just a good to know. Good to hear. But yeah, it's Oh, I just deleted. I just closed my. I made a mistake of closing my live stream on YouTube. Let me get that back up. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think Disney have actually had a word with her about the things that she's been saying. I really do, because she's taken a complete 180. She definitely had a bollocking, I bet, and not in a good way. I mean, I wouldn't have thought Disney would have put up with most of the stuff that Rachel had said anyway. It's just ridiculous. But that's her job, isn't it? I mean, she's got to. She can't keep bad mouthing things that she's in or are related to any projects that she's been in, like in any Disney project, because they won't offer her a job later on, will they? So she has to think about that. And if there's one thing about Rachel, is I believe that she is actually only in it for the money. She's not in it for us fans, so to speak. Not that I'm a fan of Rachel Ziegler. I'm not a fan of movies that are bad. But yeah. Exactly. And I mean, it's been all over YouTube, hasn't it? All the larger channels have been saying about how much of a bitch she is when it comes to the promotion side of things. Because I mean, she hasn't really done anything to positively promote any of them, has she? But yeah. I actually watched a little video earlier, a 20-minute Star Wars video done by, let me bring that up. It's Archangel, I believe it was. Let's see if I can find it. And good, there's loads of channels called Archangel. Why did I make the mistake of not subscribing to it when I could have? I'll find it. Here we go. Archangel Epics. Don't know if any of you guys have heard of it, but they did a pretty good 20-minute long movie type deal. Apparently it's an award-winning one as well, which is interesting. It's actually quite good to watch as well. Mute it, and I'll bring it up on the screen, I think. Share screen. Yeah, it's quite interesting because there are some parts in it that are actually very, very good. The fight, there's a lightsaber fight, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, let me just bring it to. I can't find that little scene yet, but yeah. It's actually a pretty good little 20-minute flick. It really is. I don't know if you've seen this. No, it's not French. Not French. But it was actually pretty good. So I'll put a link in the description. That's shortly, and you guys can take a look if you like. Actually, really good. I was actually very surprised. I like a lot of the YouTube Star Wars stuff. I mean, you get the AFK has a new one coming out on Friday, I think, and if it's anything like his other stuff, it's going to be pretty funny and it's going to be pretty awesome. So yeah. No, I mean, I rarely watch anything that's French, if I'm honest. But I mean, they have done some interest. They've done some good other videos as well. So they've done a few short little sketches, and I mean, they look really good and they're well made. if you're one of these people like me and you think, no, I'm not a francophobe. I'm not a francophobe at all. I just don't like them. No, I'm joking. I don't mind the French. There we go. Oh, National Lottery notification. I haven't won anything, unfortunately. But yes. But yeah, I mean, if you got a spare 20 minutes, I mean, you should watch it at some point, because it was actually really good. I mean, look at that. If you can look at that scene there where it's stuck on at the moment, right there. I mean, it's just, that's what made me look at it, because there was a bit there that wow. Yeah, but I kind of like a lot of the stuff that's been going around on YouTube. I mean, there's some gamers that are playing at the moment, and Shuttlepod show's not too bad either. Quite enjoy some of that. But yes, it's interesting concept. I mean, if you watched Ahsoka, with all that lightsaber battles that were so slow and poorly choreographed, everyone was all stiff. This one, I mean, that one, the Bright Star is nothing like that. The fights are pretty quick and fast paced as well. And it's all to do with Bright Star's lightsaber, the yellow one. It's got an ability that other lightsabers don't seem to have. I don't know if it somehow draws the force energy from their opponent or something, but it definitely does something, and kind of radiates that energy out, if that makes any sense. Which is a pretty interesting concept. It's supposed to be the purest weapon ever made. But I like the concept. It's a really good concept. I definitely recommend it. But yeah. Okay, so anything you want to talk about, just throw it in the chat, and I will talk about it. Cool. No, you definitely need to check it out. They've done some pretty good stuff. I mean, they're not as big as AFK is. I don't know if you've subscribed or seen any of AFK's videos, but AFK does some outstanding work. Bring AFK up actually. Before I leave that channel, I'm gonna actually subscribe to it. Should have done that before. But AFK does some amazing stuff as well. I mean, that's the one that I've been looking forward to. It's been building. Apparently, all his work's been building up to this one, and I mean, everything he's done. I usually watch his stuff, only Star Wars related content, but if he's as good as with the Star Wars stuff, sorry, not Stargate, with the Star Wars stuff as he is with the Orcs, then that I might start watching some of his stuff, other stuff, but But yeah, it's pretty good stuff. There are a lot of other ones, but AFK, he's usually my preferred one for YouTube Star Wars content. So while I'm looking at it, let's see what Apple TV has released lately. Family. I actually watched the Family Plan last night. I actually really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Family Plan. I'm even thinking of doing a video about it, and I'm up to date with For All Mankind as well, which for me is unusual because a lot of the earlier episodes were slow, in my opinion. There's like a large amount of filler in most of them, like a lot of stuff that didn't need to be there. Oh yeah. I've really been enjoying Monarch as well, especially this week's episode. Was it Friday's episode? It was nice to see Godzilla. Spoiler alert. But I remember watching a video that someone made, and they were supposed to have seen the first 4 episodes, I think it was. And his spoiler-free review was that there was no 3, 4, and 5 were a bit poo. 6 was better, definitely. But the monster stuff is outstanding. I love the monster stuff. It's so good. The visual effects for the monsters is cinematic. You know, it's just like the movies. So, but it's all the a lot of the people stuff is what a lot of people don't like about the Godzilla franchise, and especially the MonsterVerse. But there's some people on YouTube, they've been putting thumbnails up and making videos about a Pacific Rim God and MonsterVerse crossover, and it's like, but that wouldn't work at all, not at all. Especially considering Godzilla's got Mechagodzilla and other large robotic stuff to fight against in the franchise anyway. I've actually been rewatching a lot of the original ones, and it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I always love watching the originals right away from 54 up, and I always skip the Kong ones because they are so fucking bad, even back then. But other than that, I watch pretty much every one of them, especially the ones that are not in English. They're one. Yeah. A comic is probably the way they're likely to go. But I don't know. I mean, it's like was it Alien vs Predator was a comic and a computer game back in the 90s, early 90s, some point. And look what happened to them in the films. Terrible. Mind you, I do like Requiem. The concept of the Pralien, the hybrid, was interesting and understandable because the aliens do take DNA from their host body. So yeah. Let's see what else. We've got some other notifications as well. There was something from Netflix earlier. So we got an official teaser for Damsel. An official announcement for Blue Eye Samurai Season 2, which I'll be watching, to be honest. I will be watching that. Was it just Covenant that you didn't enjoy, or was it the whole Prometheus side of it as well? Yeah, Rebel Moon's Friday, isn't it? 22nd. I'll be doing a video on that. I'm not sure the format at the moment, but I'll definitely do something. I'm not accepting all these early reviews from things like before they're even released. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, well, they're meant to be, aren't they? They're meant to be idiots. It's like what? Pretty much the entire crew left the ship and went into the what are they calling those aliens now? I can't remember what they were calling them. But the proto aliens were interesting, but they're not the same. It wasn't the same. That's it, the engineers. Yeah. Yeah, the engineers they kind of like made the engineers into like godlike creatures, didn't they? They created life on Earth. Why? So that they could destroy it later on. But yeah, I mean, if you've seen Blue Eye Samurai, that was actually a pretty good anime. But Damsel, I haven't watched the teaser for it yet, but I don't think the concept's my type of film or series, to be honest. I don't even know if it's a film or a series that says something. I think there was. Were there any other official announcements? 60 minutes official trailer. Interesting. Might have a look at that at some point. That's one that I was looking at, and I thought, oh, interesting. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley. Not everyone is. Not everyone is. But I quite like anime because my teenage years were in the early 90s. Well, started in the early 90s, so I was what? I was 13 in 93, so yeah. A lot of anime from just before then and during the 90s was good. I mean, I grew up watching reruns of Robotech and Gundam. Sorry, Mobile Suit Gundam. Better get that right. And yeah. But I'm quite looking forward to a new Beverly Hills Cop, but I'm concerned about that. Because, I mean, Axel Foley, yeah. I don't know what they're going to do with it, because I mean the third movie in the trilogy was pretty bad in comparison to the other two. The first one was always the best one, but I'm not sure what it's gonna do. But the fact that it's got Netflix, that's kind of concerning as well. Because I don't know. I'll do some research and look into it and see if it's going to actually come out in the cinema or not, because it will hurt the franchise if it doesn't come out in the cinema, I think. But yeah. I'm sure I've got Legendary here somewhere. I think Legendary came out with something the other day. June official trailers 2. The Legend of Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, behind the scenes. Might take a look at that. I don't remember. I didn't do a video on the first look of that either. But I have to say, Godzilla X Kong does look like it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, well, that's the thing. the streaming services were a new platform, and in many ways they still are a new platform for them to get content out on. Or and in my opinion, they're doing it all wrong because they're looking at it as if it was like going on TV. By judging it by the premiere day, so the day it came on. But then if it comes on in the week, most people will probably wait until the weekend at least to watch it. So the idea that the way that they're doing it is wrong, I think, for the rating system for streaming services. But I mean, if they make a film that's sort of like cinema quality, then it should be in the cinema before it's on streaming. I do believe that, regardless of who makes it, whether it's Amazon, Netflix, Paramount, or Apple, anyone, they should put it in the cinema first, because the cinemas, they need money too, right? And a lot of people, they would they would pay a one-off ticket price to go and see something in the theater, whereas they're not going to pay the recurring monthly cost of subscription services. So that's what I think, anyway. But yeah, it's a lot of great images for Godzilla and Kong, and let's see. Okay, I watched Skull Island. That was different. Toxic Avengers. I used to watch the Toxic Avenger cartoon back in the day. I liked Enola Holmes. I'm just saying as I'm scrolling through. I am looking forward to Dune Part 2, but I don't have high hopes for it because I always prefer the original Dune. It's just my preference, But yeah, we'll keep an eye out on a lot of this stuff, because there is some good stuff coming, but then I think there is a lot of bad stuff as well. So there's a lot of terrible stuff to come. All the rushed movies and stuff that we're going to get because of the strike, I think, is going to be an issue. Might not be, but that's what I think. Pacific Rim Uprising should have been cast differently and everything. So I don't think I've got any of the other companies on my list. Nope. But yeah, it's different. Oh yes, yes, definitely. There's definitely something about the originals that I prefer, and it's just, I mean, it had Patrick Stewart in it, didn't it, in '84? Which was crazy. Well, they did the other version, didn't they? Was it the one that went on to have the Children of Dune? What was that? Was that the 2000s or the? Children of Dune was 2003, wasn't it? Made for the Sci-Fi Network. So Yeah, because they did it as June, as if June had a second mini series, wasn't it? Because they did they were 2-parters, weren't they? So we had June, that was a 2-parter. Then you had June Children of June, that was basically season 2, essentially, wasn't it? But you haven't watched them. Actually, quite good, but yeah, a lot of people don't like them. So yeah. But anywhere else? What has Paramount Plus got on YouTube right now? Typical. Keyboard wasn't working. Let's have a look. Paramount Plus, 1.1 million subs, huh? I think that's actually gone up since I did a video on it. Yeah, I think it is supposed to still be in March. I'll do a quick search. I'll do it on IMDb, but a lot of people don't like using IMDb, but let's see. They've pushed it to April by the looks of it. Tell you what, let me change the screen if I can. Right, share. So yeah, see, look, they've changed it to April. Season 5 premiere April. Yeah. Rent or buy on Prime Video for $16.99. Really? From $16.99, so that's not even. That's the lowest. Jesus. Rent or buy. It's interesting that it says Prime Video and not Paramount Plus. Might just be me reading it wrong. Yes, final season. Woohoo! Get rid of it. Klingorks. I think they're doing something similar with Strangely Worlds, aren't they? Because I think they're considering making the next season the last season, and then they're also talking about making it into a movie instead of a season. Kind of like they're doing, kind of like what Disney are doing with Mando, because they're talking about turning season 4 into a movie. Oh yes, the Klingorks. But it's interesting. It's interesting. I can't believe that. Can't believe this. Fraser cast set tour, Paramount Plus. How do you feel about their I agree. I mean, I do like it. There are a lot of parts that I don't. I mean, if you went back and watched some of my Star Trek Strange New Worlds videos, you'll see there are parts that I don't like. Specifically, when they introduced the Gorn as the Magorn, if you know that term. I use that term to describe them because they reproduce like the Magog do in Andromeda, and I think that's a big mistake. I really do. I mean, when they did that timey-wimey episode in season 2, I mean, they could have made every fan happy and had La'an and Kirk. Well, had La'an come back to the future, and the Enterprise has changed. So it could be they could have replaced the Enterprise in that episode to the one that we saw, to the New Jersey that we saw in Picard, because that was a Constitution. So if they had done that, I would have been a lot happier with Strange New Worlds, to be honest. But I mean, when Strange New Worlds first came out, people were complaining. Well, when Enterprise appeared in Discovery, people were, yeah, it's a good idea. It was a good idea, and that's what I thought. But it was their mistake, because I mean, she went back in time and she changed the future, right? She would have changed something because she did do things there, so they would have been changed. I mean, you've got what happened to their uniforms? The fabric in the uniforms is from another planet, right? In Star Trek, it's not made with a normal Earth fabric, is it? It's made from a mixture of, is it Vulcan? I think it's got some Vulcan material in it, as well as maybe some Andorian, or the cold weather, or whatever. I can't remember. But the fabric's not going to be a fabric that they would find on Earth. So, someone finding that in a bin, would have changed something. Yeah, it showed the uniforms being replicated in a show that's before replicators were even invented, right? That was really silly of them. I didn't like that. That was a bad decision on their part. But then Discovery is God tech, isn't it? It's like the technology of the gods. The spore drive, that was... I think he would be. I think Gene would definitely be spinning in his grave. Definitely think that. But... yeah, it's ridiculous. A lot of the stuff that they decide that they want to do. But, I mean, Spock having a sister. Really? It's just, I don't know. Well, I've been thinking about doing one of these every Sunday or something, doing like a Sunday live hangout or something like along these lines. But I'm not 100% sure yet. But it might be a good idea to do it. So, yeah. Not sure what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. I'm going to watch that old Yorkshire Geek video live. See, not the best idea, was it? She went from being raised on Vulcan and being essentially emotionless to being the most emotional person in the universe in about 5 minutes. Was it 5 minutes or 5 seconds? I did actually enjoy the pilot episodes, but they were not Star Trek to me. They could have they could have been put together, and it could have just been a generic sci-fi, and it would have done. I think it would have been quite well accepted, as long as if they didn't say Klingons and stuff like that. I mean, because I think the ship design in Discovery was close. It was good enough. Was far enough away from Star Trek to actually be allowed to be used. So I think they would have been better as a standalone movie instead of having the entire crap Discovery stuff. Because the fact that in the 2 pilot episodes Discovery wasn't even in it, that says something, doesn't it? I really think that says something. But yes, I agree. The Shenzhou does look nice. It looked really nice. I would have actually accepted that as a Starfleet ship. It was good enough design. It's an old one, so we know it was old in the show, but you can imagine that being further along the lineage from the NX. You can see it. I know it's basically a starship turned upside, a Star Trek starship turned upside down so that the bridge is in the bottom. I don't even mind that the bridge was in the bottom of the ship, on the bottom of the saucer. I don't mind that. But I would have thought that in Star Trek it would be nice to have like a dome or something in the bottom of the saucer, where you can have like an observation point where you can actually look down on a planet, as opposed to always being on top of the ship, where there are not supposed to be any windows. That's another thing I don't like about Discovery, is that all the ships have windows. And it's not a little window either. It's a huge window with the overlay on top. So it's a dangerous weak spot. But I mean, I do like Lower Decks. The last season was a bit iffy to me. It was a bit different. Yeah, bridge windows are rubbish. They're a terrible idea. It's fine for early technology, but when we see in Enterprise that it's the Enterprise in the NX era didn't even have a window then, and we're talking about older technology, so you would think that they might, that NX-01 may have had a bridge window, but they decided that they wanted to put the view screen on. So why would future technology they would decide to put a window up? I mean, so what? It's transparent aluminum, or aluminium, as we say in the UK. But I don't know. It's just ships shouldn't have. I mean, especially one as far in the future as Star Trek, they should not have bridge windows. View screens, yeah. Bridge windows, no. No, thank you. But that's just me. Well, I think might be a good idea to call it a day there. Got to go and make a coffee before I watch someone else's stream. But yeah, I'm going to call it there. If you like this stream, then let me know in the comments down below. Hit that thumbs up, give us that like, hit the subscribe button, and share anywhere you like. And yeah, don't forget any thoughts, ideas, or suggestions. Comment down below and let me know. But until next time, guys, as always, take care, stay safe, and may the Schwartz be with you always. Later, guys.